Well, thank you for inviting me, and welcome to all of you to the Berkeley campus. I hope that your conference today is everything you hoped and dreamed it would be, and I'm sure it will be. I've been at Berkeley now for 39 years. Joined the faculty back in 1971, so I've basically devoted my entire adult life to this institution, and this institution has devoted itself to me for my entire adult life. And what's extraordinary about spending your life at a university is it keeps you young. It keeps you young because you're constantly interacting with young people in a formative stage of life who want to think the unprecedented, who want to do the unprecedented, who combine ideals with passion, with high intelligence, with curiosity, with a sense of social justice. And I think that's something that Berkeley really can take enormous pride in. More Berkeley graduates have gone on to the Peace Corps since its founding a little less than 50 years ago than graduates of any other university in the United States. And I think that's something we can take pride in. But let me give you a couple of examples, because I have a 3-minute limit here and I'm going to stick to it. A couple of examples of how a single question can just lead to an extraordinary outburst of creativity and commitment. The philanthropist and businessman Richard Blum came to the campus about 4 years ago and said to the Chancellor, is there anything that Berkeley could do to help alleviate global poverty? And the Chancellor then announced that to the deans, and within a week, the Chancellor had a slew of proposals on his desk. And that led to the Blum Center for Developing Economies, which, if you want to distill it, it's sort of like a Berkeley Peace Corps. And it's connected to a minor, which is the largest minor on campus and the fastest growing minor on campus, called Global Poverty in Practice. And when we first set up that minor with an introductory course 4 years ago, we set aside a room for 60 students, and 200 showed up. So the next time we set aside a room for 200, and 300 showed up. And now, this year, Wheeler Auditorium, 700 students showed up, and unfortunately 300 students were on the wait list and couldn't get in. That's how a brush fire was created. It shows the spirit of the students here at Berkeley, and they are going off to areas throughout the world. I'll give you another example. A professor in bioengineering said to a group of students, what if we combined a cell phone with a microscope, and we're able then to take that into areas wherever in the world that are distant from medical centers and create an ability to analyze a blood sample, a saliva sample, what have you, and then send that image wirelessly to the nearest regional medical center for evaluation. And those students took that one question and went to work on it. And they created the CellScope. Combining those two, they're now refining the prototype by introducing fluorescent microscopy within it in order to make still more vivid images. This is not yet marketable, but this is an example of how one question of why not led the students to say, we're going to look into this. And they pulled out their optics books, and they did complex mathematical equations to figure out how the interaction between the wireless cell phone and the microscope could possibly be made to work. And it did. It did. Just two examples, global poverty and the CellScope, of how a question about doing the unprecedented leads bright young people who possess the passion and the motivation to do unprecedented things. I hope you have a terrific time here at Berkeley. Thank you.